Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. I am Attorney Yael Brudner. I'm an immigration attorney located here in Southern California, in Orange County. And today I wanted to go live and talk about the amazing first few days of the Biden administration and all of the executive orders that are being put in place that are favorable for immigration. So a lot of these things we were expecting, we're hoping for, but really, just that this administration, President Biden, putting in place these orders right away on his first day, some of them on his first day of his presidency, really shows us the direction in which this administration is leaning towards immigration, which is a positive one and a good one. So I'm excited to talk a little bit today about those executive orders, and I'm happy to answer any questions should anyone have any. And I'm streaming live on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram and Facebook, so multiple platforms. Wherever you are, I'm happy to answer your questions. So before any questions start, let's talk a little bit about, these executive orders and the highlights of Biden's new immigration reform, which is supposed to be, if it is implemented, would be amazing for immigration and for immigrants here in the US. So on the first day of his presidency, President Biden revoked what's called the Muslim ban. So the limitation on immigration from countries that are in the majority Muslim countries. So he stopped that with an executive order on day one. He stopped the border wall construction on day one. He directed the Department of Homeland Security to extend protections for Dreamers, for DACA recipients. These are really huge things that he did right away. And another thing that was announced was a 100-day halt on deportations. And what especially was remarkable, in my opinion, was the reasoning why these deportations are stopped for 100 days. And the reason is that to review and to ensure that a fair and effective immigration enforcement system is being conducted, is in place. And I think that is very long overdue, and it's a huge step toward, ensuring that we have a fair process. So first of all, they're stopping deportations right now for certain individuals and really just evaluating what the priorities are for deportation. Okay, thank you for everyone that's joining me right now. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. I'm Immigration Attorney Yael, and I'm talking right now about immigration updates and what's happening with the first week of President Biden. Okay. Also, what happened in the first few days of President Biden's administration is that he announced the highlights of a proposed immigration reform bill, a comprehensive new bill that will reform the U.S. immigration system here in the U.S. And if it's implemented, like I mentioned in the beginning, it would be amazing. It would be huge, huge, huge. It will provide a pathway for citizenship for over 11 million undocumented individuals here in the U.S. It will provide protections for DACA, and it will provide a path for citizenship for DACA recipients, for TPS recipients. Okay, so it will provide protections for undocumented people that were present in the U.S. as of January 1st, 2021. This reform also includes, it's really important, also includes improvements and reform to employment-based immigration and family-based immigration. So what's called legal immigration that has been going on, but has just been so ineffective and so prolonged. If you're waiting for a green card based on employment based on an employer that has petitioned you, you're probably waiting for years. If you, in certain categories, if you have a family member that petitioned you and you're for certain countries, you're waiting a long time. So this reform is really about reforming the system and making it more effective and more quicker. What else is this immigration reform talking about? So it's talking about canceling the 3 and 10 year bars on immigration. That for a lot of people, that makes a huge difference in their immigration case. A lot of people are subject to 3 and 10 year bars from immigrating to the U.S. Because of previous immigration violations. So the proposal is to cancel that. It's really important to know that this is still a proposal. This bill still needs to get approved by and pass both the House of Representatives and the Senate. And it's really unclear even if it will pass. And if it will pass in some way, then what will pass? Is it going to be this version? This is a very liberal version. Perhaps it will pass in a different way. Okay, so there's a question on Facebook. Is public charge still in effect? That's a great question. I'm going to put it up here. So the public charge has always been in effect. Okay, it's always been an inadmissibility ground. So if someone was deemed to be a public charge, then they won't be able to immigrate to the US. They won't be able to get a green card. If the government, the Department of Homeland Security, thinks that they will be a financial burden on the government. Now, what's new and what the Trump administration implemented was an intense scrutiny on the public charge. So a more thorough evaluation of an applicant's ability to provide for themselves and be self-sufficient here in the US. So we're hopeful that the public charge will go away. The new rule of public charge, so the new implementation of public charge will go away. Right now, it's still in effect. Okay, it's supposed not to be in effect in California and the Ninth Circuit, but however, there's been no official announcement about that. So our approach here in the office is just to keep going with the new public charge requirements, but hopefully that will go away. Nothing official yet, but we're hoping for it. Let's see. There's a question here about refugee. How can someone qualify for a refugee ASAP? Have a family member who's at risk in Kenya? That's a very specific question. You should contact our office to schedule a consultation to evaluate that. But just in general, if someone wants to apply for refugee status, they need to do it from their home country through specific organizations. Right now, it's very complicated to do it, but definitely reach out to us and we'd love to schedule a consultation and see if we can help you with that. Okay. Let's see. I'm going over to TikTok to see if there's any question. There's a question here. If someone's in an asylum case and they're married to a citizen, can they get their green card? So that question comes up a lot. If someone can file for, married a U.S. citizen, but has an asylum case pending. In general, yes, you can. It really depends where your asylum case is at. Is it an affirmative asylum case? Is this something that you filed with immigration, or are you in immigration proceedings or removal proceedings? And you applied for asylum as a defense. So it's a different way. But in general, yes, you can file for your green card, even if you already filed for asylum. So definitely reach out to us. We'd love to help you with your case. Okay, you can contact us. 714-794-9366 is our phone number. It should be here somewhere on the screen on TikTok and on Facebook. I'll put it up as well. Right here. Okay, let's see. There's a question here on TikTok about the travel ban. So which travel ban are you referring to? There has been multiple travel bans, but one of the first ones that were implemented in 2017 was what's called the Muslim ban, and this was restricting travel and immigration for individuals that come from mostly Muslim countries, and that was lifted on day one of the Biden administration. So that's really good news. Let's see to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. A question that we've been receiving a lot at our office just the first few days to this administration is, should I wait to see what happens with immigration before I proceed with my case? So a lot of people are debating, there's this huge hope that there'll be massive immigration reform and green cards will be given to undocumented individuals. However, my recommendation is no, do not wait. If you have an immigration case, if you're eligible to get a green card or for someone to petition you, do not wait, because like I mentioned, this reform is just a suggestion at this point. It still needs to go through the House of Representatives, the Senate. It needs to get approved. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. It's unclear, it's uncertain if it's even going to pass at all. And if it's going to pass, what version of it is going to pass. So, it's a lot of, you need bipartisan support. You need support from both sides. And we have a president that really is in favor of immigration, but that is not always enough. Okay, and many administrations have tried this before. So my recommendation is 100% do not wait. If you have an immigration case, if you qualify for something, contact an immigration attorney. We would love to help you with schedule consultation and see if you qualify. If you qualify, go ahead and file. We believe that the whole approach to immigration is going to be more favorable, less scrutiny, just because of this administration approach to immigration. Okay, so if this is relevant to you, if you've been thinking, should I apply or not? Should I wait or not? My suggestion is don't wait. Okay, let's see. Questions going down pretty quick on TikTok. So if I missed your question, please either ask it again or just contact me, send me a direct message. Okay. Oh, Jennifer is asking, can you help people file for green cards who just got married to U.S. citizens? That's a wonderful question. And the answer is yes, absolutely 100%. If you got married to a U.S. citizen, we can help you. Okay. We can help you get your green card. And it doesn't matter if you're in the U.S. and it doesn't matter if you're abroad. And it doesn't matter if you have past immigration violations. Okay. We could help you. In most cases, if you marry U.S. citizens, there's a way for you to get your papers and to get a green card here in the U.S. A lot of people ask me, they come in and they overstayed their visa and they worked here and then they got married and now they want to know if they can file for their green card. So the answer is yes, they can, even if you overstayed your visa. Okay, even if you work without authorization, you can still file for your green card and get it here in the US. Okay, some people have a different situation that they did not come in with a visa and they came in without any documentation. They have no status here and they married a US citizen. So also in that instance, there are situations where we can help you even if you came in without any visa or any permission. Okay, really, there's a lot to be done, and it's worth scheduling a consultation with an immigration attorney to see if you can qualify. Okay, thanks for that amazing question, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see. There's a question here. I have questions about my dad. He's applying for my sister. She's over 18, and now he wants to apply for her. Okay, if your dad is has a green card or is a U.S. citizen, he can absolutely apply for your sister. If your sister is under, it really depends, a little bit more information. If she's still under 21 and your dad is a US citizen, it would be a really quick petition because she's a minor under 21. Also, if he's a green card holder and she's under 21, it'll be pretty quick. If she's over 21, it will take longer, but he definitely can apply for her. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so there's a follow-up question here from the same person that asked the question, PT. So are you clarifying here that your father is not a citizen yet? He's a green card holder. So, and if he files for citizenship, would that help your sister's file? So what I recommend, if he's a green card holder, he should still file right away for your sister. He should also file for citizenship if he qualifies. And then once he becomes a US citizen, then he can upgrade his petition. Okay, hope I answered that. Let's see. What about the COVID travel ban? Okay, so the COVID travel ban. So it was, I think, advertised today. Every day there's new executive orders happening. It was advertised today that the Biden administration is putting back in place the COVID travel ban that the Trump administration canceled on the last day of their administration. But they changed it a little bit so that you have to you have to show a negative COVID test from the last 72 hours in order to return to the US. So if you are considering returning to the US, if you're abroad and you want to come back, or you have family members that want to come visit you, I suggest checking the CBP website, cbp.gov, to see what the current rules are, because they're changing every day. Even us immigration attorneys, we need to get updated every day to see what's new. So especially if you have someone traveling, and they need to know what to expect at the border. Okay, so really just before you enter the US, check what the current rule is. Okay, let's see. Someone is saying here, I've been waiting for 6 months and I didn't hear anything, trying to get my wife here. So 6 months is not a long time in immigration world. If you're a US citizen and you petition for your wife, usually right now it's taking about 18 months. So the process is pretty lengthy. Within 6 months, you should definitely, though, have received some kind of receipt notice or acknowledgement that USCIS did receive your case. So if you didn't get that, it's definitely something that is worth looking into. Okay. Thanks for everyone that's joining right now. If you're just joining now, I'm immigration attorney Yael, and I am answering immigration questions. I talked a little bit about some of the executive orders that President Biden announced the first days of his presidency, and a little bit about what his immigration reform is. And now I'm answering some questions. Let's see. I have a son born in the US. He's 18 years old, and my husband has a green card. Can he file? Let's see. Can he file for me? Okay, so just to make sure I understand. So you have a son that's 18 years old, and your husband has a green card. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is your husband's stepson. Okay, if you got married before your son turned 18, the answer is yes. Okay, so a stepchild for immigration purposes is a child that the parents married before he turned 18. If that's true, then your husband can petition your son as a stepson, which is the same as a regular son. Okay. Okay, so VAWA waiting time for EAD. Probably 5 to 7 months, something like that. It's hard to anticipate waiting times, you guys. It really varies. I just got an EAD for an adjustment of status in a month and a half. It was really surprising. Usually in in a month and a half, you only get a receipt notice, and I got an approval yesterday. So it's very inconsistent. Okay, for the person that said that they did not receive a receipt notice in 6 months after filing with immigration, that is pretty long. That's longer than you would think. I would make sure that it was actually delivered. If you have delivery confirmation, if you did it yourself, check to see if you can track the delivery, to see if you had an attorney represent you. The attorney most likely tracked the delivery, so you can contact them. If you heard nothing, you had no receipt notice and no tracking, it's worth trying to call USCIS contact center. Sometimes they can locate your case and give you an update, but really it's a little tricky with them. Okay, let's see. I'm looking to see. There's a question about what are my fees for the process. What specific process are you talking about? Oh, for petitioning a U.S. citizen for marriage case. It depends on what you're a little bit more specific about your case, because each case is different. So please call our office. You can call right now. We're open. Our number is right here on the screen. And we can give you a little bit more information about that. Okay. Let's see. There's a question here. A couple was married. They got divorced before the interview. Is there any way the co-applicant can apply? So you're asking a situation of a couple that got married, petitioned, did a green card marriage-based petition, and then they got divorced before the interview. So there are situations in which the applicant, so the beneficiary, can keep going on with their case, even if they got divorced, and even if the petitioner is no longer, in the picture. You need to qualify for this. It's not everyone, but there are certain circumstances where you can qualify for that. So definitely reach out to us and schedule a consultation to see if you qualify for that. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's a question from Shirag. How are you? Thank you, I'm good. I just joined. What is the status on immigration visa at this moment? On hold? Well, immigration visas, you're talking about getting visas from abroad. Slowly, consulates are reopening around the world, and visa appointments are becoming available, but unfortunately it's still not close to 100%. There's still many places where visa services have not been resumed yet. It really depends on the conditions in the country. So it's really case specific. So if you want to contact us and talk to us about the specific visa you're talking about, specific country, we'd love to help you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I haven't received my biometrics in 4 months. Is this normal? So we don't know what's normal anymore. So it's really inconsistent. USCIS announced officially that they are experiencing backlogs with petitions that are being filed with at lockboxes. So those are the I-130s. Those are the employment authorization, EAD. There are delays in getting receipt notices and delays in biometric scheduling. I think the reason for biometrics delays is because they cannot accommodate so many people at once like they used to. They have to spread out the visits and the appointments. So it's really caused massive delays. So 4 months, I have cases that have been waiting for 4 months to get biometrics. Some of those cases, after 4 months, we get a letter that they're going to be waiving the requirement for biometrics. So that also might happen. If you recently had a biometrics taken, then that might be waived. Okay, let's see. Is getting a U visa possible? Yes, Emily. Thanks for the question. So a U visa is something that you apply for here in the US. You don't need to leave and go get an actual visa. If you have been a victim of a crime here in the US, you can apply for a U visa. Now, there's some specifics that goes into it. It's not any crime, not all the crimes. And also you have to show that you have been helpful and you assisted law enforcement. So there's some requirements, but overall, they're still issuing you visas. The wait is very long, but if you think you qualify, reach out to us and I would love to help you with your case, okay? Schedule a consultation and we'll see if you qualify. Okay, let's see. There's a very important question regarding COVID vaccine. Is USCIS mandating it for immigration? Nope, no mandate on getting the vaccine to immigrate. There's a new rule saying that in order to enter the US from abroad, you have to show that you have a negative test. I'm assuming, or that you are vaccinated. You have to show that before you come in, but there's no limitation on getting that to immigrate. Okay. Let's see. You're welcome, Emily. Contact us, and if you're qualified, we can help you. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap up this live for tonight. It's really important, you know. I think that you follow the news, follow immigration, follow me. I will update you guys on our website, on lives, if there's any news, you know, as it comes. And I'll do my best to update you guys as soon as possible for any news. It's really important to not wait with your immigration case, because I think that if there is going to be a reform, it's going to still take some time. And overall, I think that approach to immigration now is going to be a lot better than what we've been seeing in the last 4 years. We're very hopeful. The first few days have already showed us what this administration thinks about immigration. And I'm hopeful that we'll see this across the board in different applications and petitions and removal defense and visas and green cards and all of that. So follow me for more. I'd love to hear from you, and feel free to contact me anytime for questions.